risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, Great Balls of Fire edition. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Brian, returning from the Crusades.
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Always, hey, okay, had a rough past couple of weeks, but gotta go talk about the fireballs. Okay, gotta come back to talk about the fiery balls.
Speaking of fiery balls, isn't that right, Scholar Tarek?
I don't know how you interpret my balls as being fiery, but you know what? I'll take it as a compliment, and thank you.
I interpret it that way after all the G1 Climax jokes you threw at me so far.
Yeah, okay. Well, as long as it doesn't look like a flaming penis with flaming balls, yeah, I think I'm in the clear.
Yeah, as long as you don't look like a WWE visual gaffe, then I think you're going to be good shape.
No, you say visual gaff. I say WWE thinks they're funny.
No, I think it's Vince McMahon thinks he's funny. I think it's Vince McMahon trolling everyone. He knew what it was, and he knew the reaction we were all going to get, and he already had the new logo backed up. He's like, okay, let's just see how people are going to respond. Troll. I mean, he did it with Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble. That's an ultimate troll.
Trolling status of Vince McMahon undefined. We have a lot to talk about this week. Starting off with a little Smackdown rundown.
All right,
You got more. There's a lot to be said about this. All I've got to say is rap battle.
That's the best thing to come out of SmackDown.
Oh my God!
It really was.
Both teams went in. That's it.
Honestly, I think the Usos won that one.
Usos won easily. As soon as they made the Xavier Woods joke, it was over.
It was done. Like, that's
it was a wrap.
They could have just dropped the mic, and that was it.
And did you hear the pop? Like, everyone knew.
Oh, everyone loved it. And of course, WWE, being the complete trolls that they are, decided to take that part out when they have future airings, like on Hulu and such.
They edited it out. And it's like, dude, no.
Still, at least in this day and age, that is preserved for all time, and you all know it.
Oh, it's great. That was the
preserved
highlight.
On the YouTubes.
Oh yeah.
But when it came to the rest of the 4th of July edition of SmackDown, okay, quick question: who actually watched it live?
I was observing 4th of July shenanigans.
I did not watch it live. I watched it the day after.
I don't really think anybody watched this live. They just DVR'd it the second. Like, for me, I watched it when I got home. You watched it the next day. I don't know your story.
Next
fool.
day, yeah.
Honestly, I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was. Both shows were generally good this week.
Yeah, they actually were.
But we'll save the Raw aspect for the prediction show, details-wise. But when it came to SmackDown, yeah, it was actually a very good show. Of course, being the 4th of July episode, we had to get not one, not two, but three anti-American comments. One from the returning Rusev. I'm so glad he's back. I missed him.
Yay.
Back to get jobs to John Cena. Yes.
In a flag match. Didn't they do something like that already? Or was it the Four Corners match?
I want to say that, no, I'm pretty sure they did.
No, they did a flag match.
They did a flag match?
They did a flag match. That was one of their best of three where John Cena buried Rusev the first time.
Sometimes things just work and things are just classic.
It was a good promo, though, from Rusev.
Yes.
He did have legit complaints like, okay, John Cena's been gone for a short while and he gets this big triumphant return. Where's my return? Where's my promos? Where's my big... Here he is, coming back from injury, Rusev. I'm like, you know what?
No, I'm just that schmuck who comes out afterwards.
Rusev, crash. But yeah, first it was Rusev being the anti-American, and then they had to throw Jinder Mahal again with the anti-American thing. It's like, no,
you know what?
Don't take 6 steps backwards.
No. As soon as it was the 4th of July episode, I knew it was making a comeback.
I hope it was a one-time deal.
It's one of those things to me where, since it's the 4th of July, you kind of had to. It's like a moth to a flame. You kind of have to do it.
They don't have to. It's a cheap way.
They don't have to, but it's tradition.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's always some kind of anti-American thing on the 4th of July, and the Americans come out.
I will give them points. With after Jinder Mahal said, "Oh, you don't like the color of my skin, you don't like my heritage." At least they actually had Randy Orton go, we don't like you because of your skin or heritage. We don't like you because you're a jackass." I'm like, you know what? I'll take points off the Mahal. I'll put the points back on the Mahal segment, but the third one actually kind of was just a quick jab on the commentary by Kevin Owens, where when he was observing the United States Championship #1 contender battle royal, which is the other big segment that happened on this show, he had a quick jab. He's like, "Oh, there's only 3 guys left, and 2 of them are Canadian. This just shows how you Americans go. You can't even go for your own title." I'm like, oh, at 2, Kevin, at 2. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm like, oh, only because it's the 4th of July. God damn it!
It's like a magnet for this kind of thing. I guarantee you, the next week, at the very least, Kevin Owens will be going back to just doing his regular Kevin Owens thing. I'm really not concerned in the slightest about this being an ongoing trend.
Oh, it's not. It's just 4th of July. But for me, I guess I'll just put it under the nitpicking category, because hopefully these whole things are a one-time deal. Probably not so much with Rusev. I mean, they're kind of building it with their flag match.
Mm-hmm. Rusev versus Cena is going to be the anti-American versus the American. So that's how it's going to roll.
I'll say it'll probably just be throughout the span of 3 weeks, because that's when Battleground is.
Yeah, and you know that Cena is facing Mahal at SummerSlam, so
maybe, who knows. And I guess the one big thing that came out that made SmackDown amazing for me was actually the chance to enter that United States Championship Battle Royal with Chad Gable and AJ Styles.
Chad Gable looked like $1 million in that match.
I regret to say this, but I still haven't seen this match.
Oh,
you need to.
Like, it's a very good match.
You need to, when this recording is over, you need to go and watch that immediately. It's that good.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. The only real question of concern is, I kind of want AJ Styles to have a match with Jason Jordan now. Come on, face both members of American Alpha. Come on, don't leave one member of the tag team in the dust and let the other one thrive.
Well, it all goes back to the beginning of the storyline with Kevin Owens doing the open challenge and Chad Gable accepting because he just moved to that state that morning.
Yeah, right?
Okay. So that's
and if you can't worry about breaking up one tag team, they're apparently doing that already with the Hype Bros. That's right. I'm going to bring that up. Mojo Rawley is going the same route as Big Cass. His career is actually going to go somewhere.
So what you're telling me is that you'd rather see a Zack Ryder singles push?
No.
I'd rather
see none of them getting a singles push and just putting them as a tag team and then continuously lose to the Ascension.
Except this really reeks of just being a monkey's paw type of situation for you, Tarek. The Hype Bros break up, yes, but one of them has to get a singles push. Okay, Scholar's quick talk.
They get a singles run.
It's
I
Rawley.
Say a push.
Rawley's getting the push.
That's my Scholar's quick talk. Which one of the Hype Bros gets a singles push?
It's
You're saying
Rawley.
Mojo?
It's Rawley. Easy. Whoever's the heel in this scenario is getting the singles push. And it looks at this point like, based on the Twitter interactions, that Mojo.
I hate you right now. It's like you're asking me if I would choose either horse shit or cow shit.
Which is it? Horses
Which
or
is
cows?
the stronger shit?
Which shit do you prefer?
I hate you guys so much.
I love you, fool.
Oh. I guess Mojo. I would probably have to choose Mojo on this one.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of. I think I've had enough of Zack Ryder.
Honestly, I still like Zack Ryder. In all seriousness, if he was ends up being the one to get another singles push, just for like one more run, I'd be okay with it. Honestly,
I see them doing. Maybe you would think Mojo's getting the heel turn, and like next week they'll just like, "Why'd you throw me out, bro? What's? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious, bro?" And Mo's like, "It was a battle royal. It was every man for himself. You had to keep your guard up. We're still. It was nothing personal." But Zack Ryder makes it personal, and he's the one who turns heel.
I'm not sure if I see it because I really don't see either of these guys turning heel anytime soon.
But if one
They
of them
have
were,
to.
I know.
Based on the
I know
only
they
one
both
that
have
really
to.
works as a heel, the one that would work, okay, because people want to cheer Zack Ryder, they always will. So you turn Mojo Rawley, the new guy, you turn him. He's got the build for a heel. Okay, Mojo Rawley's got the build for a heel.
if that's the case, the hype gimmick is completely dead.
Which is why I'm thinking that in all likelihood they'll probably turn Zack Ryder heel. Because he's been a heel before. He knows how to do it and he's got a more intimidating presence this time around.
You serious?
I actually
Intimidating?
as soon as you said, I was thinking the exact same
Than
thing.
both of us. Come on.
I actually would side more with him. I saw him being the one turning heel, taking it personal. I could he's the one, Mojo would be the one to turn heel just because he has a look to turn heel, and he's the one who really would want to push a real singles career.
And he's the one that they've been giving a push to since Zack Ryder left with his injury. They gave him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They gave him all that stuff with Rob Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you would need Zack Ryder, in order for him to be over with his group. In order for him to be over at all, he needs his fan base. If he turns heel, it doesn't work. Mojo Rawley is the only option to turn heel, and I think Tarek wants to get off this subject.
Yeah, you hear this, Mojo? This is the most we're ever going to talk about you on this show, you bitch.
Until your eventual World Heavyweight title win, but that's beside.
Oh my God! Don't even.
But
joke
okay,
with
moving
that
on. We
Okay.
still have.
And I'll just end it with, I'm glad that we don't have James Ellsworth for 30 days. That's the SmackDown rundown.
There you go.
No more James Ellsworth for a month.
Yay.
Now back to Mojo Rawley.
That segment was awesome. What Daniel Bryan did with that segment was awesome.
Yes.
He's like, you're barred from the building. Oh, gee, how am I ever going to get back in? And I'm fining you $10,000. And you don't have to worry about pay for a month because you're suspended. You break any of these rules, Carmella gets stripped of the Money in the Bank. Get out of here! Oh my God!
Crowd goes ape shit, and we move on.
See, and Tarek has a happy day. Everyone wins.
Hey, less James Ellsworth, the better.
Hey, in the meantime, let's get to the main event of this show.
And less Mojo.
Mojo. Great Balls of Fire 2017 pre-show match. Here we go.
This is a different kind of Mojo. This is
Yes,
like
indeed.
Jerry Lee Lewis Mojo.
Fiery Mojo.
Fiery Mojo, yes.
Can I quickly say something
No.
before we go on to the first match of this?
No, you're not allowed.
Shut up. Are we not going to have a Goldust versus R-Truth at this pay-per-view?
I don't think so. I haven't seen.
I don't
anything
think.
about that
No,
yet.
I don't think so.
So they're saving this for SummerSlam.
I certainly
Either
hope
that
so.
or it's gonna be a
Or
Raw.
the summer.
It's gonna
or
be
the
a Raw
SummerSlam.
feud. Just Raw, just straight up Monday
If
Night
anything,
Raw.
I see it happening at the SummerSlam pre-show.
I can see that because SummerSlam pre-show is gonna be 2 hours, right?
Is it 2 hours? I know it's extended because it's SummerSlam, but is it a 2 hour pre-show?
I think so.
Like
Shot
WrestleMania?
between just like the it's one of their biggest shows of the year. So
because it's the Summer Mania.
It's their number 2 show. So
I would think that it would get the 2-hour treatment.
Was it 2 hours last year?
I think so.
I think so too.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's 2 hours, then it's gonna be R-Truth and Goldust. They're gonna build that up more.
Okay.
Give me more Goldust promos.
Okay.
Anyway,
now back to Great Balls of Fire. Now to the
Neville
kickoff.
versus Akira Tozawa. Who wins?
Neville. It's the pre-show. The title's on the line. I don't. Has the title ever changed hands on the pre-show?
Depends on which title. The Cruiserweight title?
Which any title.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you here. If for no other reason, then I don't think as good of a champion as I think Tozawa could be. With the setup, I just don't think it's going to happen now.
I don't think it's going to happen now, but they're going to save when he does win it for a big event. If anything, Neville's losing it at SummerSlam. If he was to lose it, it was going to be at SummerSlam. It's going to be at a big event.
I feel like Neville losing the title isn't pre-show worthy. If he's going to lose the title, it's going to be on the main show. So, with that in mind, Neville pulls some shenanigans in his Neville way, and Neville retains over Tozawa.
Honestly, I don't even see shenanigans. I just see it being a brutal match, and just Neville turns out to be the better man on this one. If there's going to be any form of shenanigans,
Titus O'Neil is going to accidentally
It's going to be some accidental Titus. That's what it's going to be.
Accidental Titus. Hashtag accidental Titus.
It's going to be some accidental ura.
Oh dear. Anyway, speaking of crazy entourages, next up on the docket we've got The Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. Fellas, who do you got?
I do not want the Intercontinental title to go back to being the hot potato, so let The Miz hold it for a little while longer. He just got this entourage. Okay. Dean Ambrose can move on to bigger and better things, finally. And The Miz can continue rebuilding his Intercontinental title brand.
Yeah, I gotta second this one too. With the way things are going, if Miz just didn't get his entourage, I would say probably Dean Ambrose has a shot, but not anymore. I gotta go. As much as I love Dino, I gotta go with The Miz here. It's just the way it's going to go. I just want this thing to be packed up and moved on. Fool, what do you got?
Normally, I would go with Dean Ambrose on this because, of course, at the Go Home show, he kind of looks like crap. And he has so much against him. You like with the stacks being in his favor, and he's the baby face. You would think naturally he's going to win the title, but it's not happening. The Miz is keeping it. I'm reaching to I still love Dean Ambrose, but what Miz said in his promo on the Go Home show, how Dean Ambrose has really lost his edge. I'm kind of in agreement with him. Like, I love Dean. I don't know if it's the PG aspect that really hurt him or is hurting his character, but he needs something new.
I don't think it's the PG aspect. I think the WWE higher brass is actually holding him back. Okay, when they turn him, they're gonna unleash the full potential of Dean Ambrose's lunatic fringe. Like, I could see
Dean Ambrose going Super Saiyan.
I can see after this match Dean Ambrose just losing it. Maybe not on The Miz, but maybe someone in the back comes up to try to talk him down or whatever, and it's like a big baby face, like maybe Seth Rollins on Raw or something, and Dean Ambrose just takes him out. I agree with you. The face version of Dean Ambrose that they have right now, enough. enough. It's been the 2014 was the pinnacle of crazy Dean Ambrose, and that was the one that we really liked. The one who had just gotten screwed over by Seth Rollins and all the stuff that he did from during that summer and when he came back after filming that movie. That was the crazy Dean Ambrose that everybody wanted to see, and then he got the title in last year, and they turned him into a comedy act after that. They tried to turn him into John Cena. Okay.
Well, I feel like that's the simple answer. Just, he's not connecting well as a face, just simply turn him heel. For me, what Dean Ambrose, when he first won the title and he defeated Reigns and Rollins to keep it at last year's SummerSlam, that was like the pinnacle of his title reign. And even when he had when he was feuding with Dolph Ziggler and was pretty much talking down on him, that was what I wanted to see Dean Ambrose be. I said this to Jeff last week, that when I look at Dean Ambrose versus The Miz, I see it as an equivalent to like a Stone Cold versus The Rock back in the Attitude Era. But the difference between that and this is the PG rating. I mean, I could see something like Dean Ambrose just like taking The Miz's new car, filling it with cement, or even pulling a Vince McMahon and holding a gun at him, and instead it just says Ambrose Asylum, and The Miz pees himself. I could see if they did something like that, be basically more Stone Cold than just more PG Stone Cold. Then, like, instead of him dressing up as a bear, dressing him up, having a whole stupid thing with a grandfather clock, messing up. Like, if they did more seriousness, like, I liked the idea of him, like, kind of messing up his relationship with Maurice, but I feel like it's more aimed towards the childish. I mean, like I said, they had guys dress up as a bear. They had the grandfather clock. If they had him a little more, well, like, don't trust anyone, take no shit attitude, they can keep him as a face. They just gotta lay back on the kiddiness of Dean Ambrose.
Their version of psychological warfare is a little off.
Like, do you see? you see what I'm saying?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
And it actually would work with both of them.
I'm just thinking with the mind of what I think that the WWE thinks, and it's always when they want a quote unquote refreshing new take on a character, that guy turns, and then they give the new take. I see exactly where you're coming from, but I'm also trying to think with the WWE frame of mind. Like, what you're saying is the indie frame of mind, where it's like you don't have to just freshen it up. Get back the character that you had, but that made people like you so much, and now people are souring on you. The WWE frame of mind is we need to change it all up.
They want something safe and marketable, and you cannot do a successful Dean Ambrose while being safe and marketable.
Yeah,
Dean Ambrose does not do safe.
That's why when it came to Miz's promo this past week, I'm like, he's absolutely right. Dean Ambrose's character, it's like he doesn't even care anymore. It's like, because he used to be something. Now, what is he now? He's a joke. He's only doing stuff for the funnies. He's doing it for the lulz. And the part that really pissed me off about it is when they asked Dean Ambrose about it on commentary, he was just like, I don't see it that way. And that was it. I was like, no, he's right. And then he goes on to putting over how he respects The Miz. And
you know what?
I was like, son of a bitch.
That's what really drives it home for me, that says that Dean Ambrose is going to lose. My ultimate prediction is that he loses his match, and then maybe he loses his feud, and that's going to be the catalyst that really lights a fire under Dean Ambrose. In a perfect world.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the deal with the storyline. Like this was put together to be a jumping off point for the rebirth of Dean Ambrose.
There you go.
I
we're going away from what has happened recently in the past since after really
he lost the belt.
Ever since the triple threat match, AJ Styles, Cena, Dean Ambrose, because the build up to that was the Dean Ambrose that we like, getting in Cena's face and all that. But after that, holy shit, bro. it's been downhill every week from there, and I'm trying to hold on, man. I'm trying to hold on to the Dean Ambrose love.
You can just tell how much they just don't really look that much. They don't invest that much into Dean Ambrose, because when they talk about main event players, it's always like they always mention Rollins and Reigns, never Ambrose.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna lose this, and it's gonna light a fire.
Let's hope so.
And we'll get some good Dean Ambrose stuff in the near future.
There you go. All right, now this is where things get really interesting. We've got, I believe for the first time ever, a 30-minute Iron Man tag team match for the Raw tag titles. The Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Do. Boys, who you got?
This was actually the hardest match for me to pick.
Really?
I really don't know at this point. So this is another one. This is
right now. I'm just gonna get mine right out of the way right now. I'm gonna say Sheamus and Cesaro do, just so the Hardys can become broken again. I'm hoping that this. I know I say it every time, but this is gonna be the thing that breaks the Hardys.
I'm not putting the broken Hardys out there anymore. I've hoped too much in the past. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Why I'm picking Cesaro and Sheamus is the same reason I picked The Miz over Dean Ambrose. Hot potato. I do not want any titles to just be 50-50. One team wins, then the other team wins, and then the next month the other team wins it back. No, the Cesaro and Sheamus retain just so that my sanity remains intact and I don't have to yell at everybody next week because of the hot potato-ness of these titles recently.
Fool, what do you got?
This is a hard one for me too. Because I don't like the hot potatoing of the title as well. But there's also the big story that Sheamus is taking time off to film that Josh Duhamel movie, whatever the hell it's called, whatever he did to promote it when he was there. What was it, last week? Last week. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm still deciding on this one. I want my heart and my penis is telling me Sheamus and Cesaro.
Do.
But I'm also thinking on the fact that when they won the title completely by accident, to an extent, because if Jeff Hardy never went back in, then they wouldn't have lost and all that. Screw it. I'm going with Sheamus and Cesaro.
Do. Yeah. Sometimes I'm telling you, man. Sometimes you just gotta follow your heart
and my penis
and your penis.
Get it under control.
With Cesaro, never.
Hey, you know what? In all seriousness, I'm betting that because of the 30-minute Iron Man thing, I'm betting this match is also going to turn into a bit of a Cesaro showcase. To be very honest with you. Because I'm sure that with all the tagging in and out, I'm not sure about Sheamus's conditioning. I'm not sure about the Hardys' conditioning at this point in their lives or their careers. But Cesaro is still built like a horse.
Damn right he is.
I'm sure that the conditioning.
I know. I'm all seriousness too.
I'm sure that Sheamus and the Hardy Boys have great conditioning, or else they wouldn't have made this a 30-minute Iron Man match.
But that's sort of the beauty of having a tag match that's an Iron Man match. they can keep tagging in and out, and so both guys can take breathers as they need to.
Yes.
But because of Cesaro's strength and conditioning, I'm sure he's going to be in this for the predominant portion of the match.
We're gonna see some good Cesaro stuff.
Absolutely.
During the show.
When did we not see good Cesaro stuff? I mean, come on. His match with
Get your fiery balls under control. Jesus Christ.
His match with Finn Balor was just so heavenly.
Okay, all right. Let's all calm down now. Let's all calm down.
Had to get a new TV after that match.
Okay, let's stop talking.
Explosions.
All right, let's stop
Reaching
talking
my
about
G1 climax.
All right,
there it is.
Let's stop talking about Tariq's husband for a second.
Never.
Let's start talking about my waifus. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks, Raw Women's title. Let's go.
You can't have two. You take your Sasha Banks. I'll keep my Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss for the win.
Alexa Bliss for the win.
That's it.
Both of you are saying Alexa Bliss for the
Hell
win?
yes, Alexa Bliss is keeping that belt. She's holding on to it forever because she's beautiful.
When did you turn into such an Alexa Bliss fan?
Oh, she is gorgeous.
Yes.
Since she won the SmackDown Women's title the first time, even though it made me angry how she won it, she was just, Alexa.
Okay then.
And the character work. You got to reward the character work. Give her a nice long title reign.
We pretty much like
which basically
with Sasha Banks tapping Alexa Bliss out on Raw. That's it. She's not winning the belt. They gave us that moment of her winning over Alexa Bliss. They're not gonna have her win the belt.
At least not this event. I'm predicting that Sasha Banks is gonna lose this one and then possibly over back at SummerSlam. Maybe she'll have a better shot, but not here.
I don't think the title is going to be up for grabs in a singles match at SummerSlam. I think it's going to be a multi-woman
I think the same thing.
match.
But either way, I'm sure that, again, both these ladies can deliver. I know there are some people out there who sort of have a little on the outs with Alexa Bliss right now, but I don't care. Alexa is entertaining.
I'm a little bit on the outs with Sasha Banks because holy shit, get out of the title picture for a while.
I don't care. Sasha.
Well, I'm more on Sasha
wants.
Banks and the fact that she pulls a Dolph Ziggler, but instead of with Dolph Ziggler learning to control that overselling, she's overselling and actually hurting herself overselling. She's going to have a very short career if she keeps selling like this. Seriously, she's going to end up being broken. Not by not Matt Hardy standards, just a broken person.
She's got to be Dynamite Kid broken. That's it.
Okay, now I'm getting scared. But anyway, let's talk about something that surprisingly is interesting right now. Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Who do you got?
Tell you what. Okay, we make fun of Enzo Amore a lot because of how he's been treated by the WWE these last few months, making him out to be a complete joke. And then he comes out on Monday and cuts that promo.
That was
and you remember,
one of the best ones he's ever done.
And you remember exactly why we loved the guy in the first place when he came up. That line, "You're a 7-foot catchphrase" that I wrote. I was like, burn, drop the mic, walk out right there. You just killed him. Now, obviously, okay, Big Cass is going to win. Okay, that was Enzo's moment. Enzo's moment was the promo before the match. He's probably going to cut another one before this match, but that promo on Monday was the shining moment that the WWE was giving us before Big Cass kills him at Great Balls of Fire. This is not gonna go long. Okay, that's it.
I disagree. Actually, not that Enzo's gonna win this one. I'm definitely in the corner of Big Cass for this, but I don't think it's gonna be quite the massacre that you're expecting.
I'm calling epic beatdown.
I'm calling a Big Cass victory, but I'm not calling an epic beatdown. I think we're going to see a lot more from Enzo Amore here than we're probably expecting. This is going to be another one of those matches where the feud continues on, and eventually Enzo is going to come out on top. Just not yet. They need to, if they want to keep Big Cass a commodity, They got to keep him looking strong and as a powerhouse and a presence right out of the gate. But at the same time, they can't exactly have Enzo look weak here if they're selling him as some sort of a priority. And I think they will be. So either way, Enzo wins in the future. But as far as Great Balls of Fire goes, it's Big Cass's night.
I'm actually seconding Jeff's frame of mind as well. I don't see it. A Big Cass for the win, but I agree with you that it's not going to be an epic beatdown, as Brian says. I actually, because of that promo, how he just says he always gets knocked down, but he always gets back up. He keeps coming back for more. Please, sir, I want some more. It's gonna be one of those where you see that Enzo is gonna lose, but yeah, he's gonna show that that this feud is gonna keep going, and that he's only losing because he got beat so bad to the brink of, like, this match is gonna go for a good while, and when you think and even Big Cass is just going, man, stay down. It's kind of, I guess it'll just look like Roman Reigns and Taker at WrestleMania, or with Taker and Shawn Michaels, where he's beaten so much, but he's still climbing back up, and Shawn Michaels did the thing across his neck saying, I'm not stopping, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to just put me down here, because I'll always keep coming. And that's going to keep the feud going. I'm going to just keep coming to a point where it's like, when I was coming back, I saw the fear in your eyes, the fear of me, of what I can do. I see this feud going a lot longer. It's not going to be an epic beatdown. It's not going to be a complete destruction, as you're predicting, Brian.
There you go.
Epic beatdown!
You just want to say epic beatdown, don't you?
Yes! It's been a while since I've been able to say that.
When was the last epic beatdown?
I know that I was calling for like 4 of them at one pay-per-view, and none of them happened at all. That's it.
We need to
give me my epic beatdown.
That epic beatdown's going to be later, man.
Yes, it will. But first, we've got Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. Grudge match. Who do you got?
I want to hear what you say first, fool.
All right. I'll be honest with you. This match is probably the match I'm looking forward to least on the card. Just because the build really hasn't really done it for me. That said, I know both these guys can really bring it. I am not going to go make this decision for any particular reason other than I just like to see it happen, so I'm just going to go with Bray Wyatt here.
Brian?
No, because I want to see what you have to say. Because this is like the one where there might be differing opinions on who's going to win. So I want to see what...
I looked at this feud from the very beginning and just seeing how it's progressing. And yes, it is hands down the weakest feud, the weakest match on this card. But it's 2 guys who I love very much. I love Seth Rollins. I love Bray Wyatt. And I'm trying to think just how things are going. Like, once again, who benefits more? And of course, the obvious answer here is Bray Wyatt.
And the problem with this feud is that they've rarely met in the ring. It's like Seth Rollins is fighting, he wins a match, and then Bray Wyatt shows up on the Titantron somewhere and cuts a promo. It's like, okay, so who's on top going into the show? You don't really know. So
the only real altercation they had is when he came out and Seth Rollins dropped off the turnbuckle and landed into him. They both ended up being a little bloody after, which actually was kind of neat.
That was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then this week was a dueling promo.
Well, so, not really a dueling promo.
Well, Seth Rollins cut the promo,
destroyed Kurt Hawkins.
Destroyed Kurt Hawkins, and then Bray Wyatt in the desert with the...
I'm sorry, I actually really liked that promo.
Yeah, that was...
And that's why I'm actually going to choose Bray Wyatt. That promo fits so well with, like, because he's on Raw, all the chaos that's happening is because of him. We had a friendship end. Goldust and R-Truth, a friendship. We had a brotherhood break apart. Big Cass and Enzo. And we've seen a beast be more. We see a beast's humanity with Brock Lesnar, seeing what Samoa Joe is doing to him, and it's all because he's the embodiment of chaos. I loved that promo, and I actually want him to actually thrive from this. And it's not going to hurt Seth Rollins to lose. Absolutely not. I mean,
Seth Rollins is basically bulletproof at this point.
Exactly. He well, almost killed someone.
Crash, bang, boom.
So I'm going to choose Bray Wyatt as well, just because, like, between the two guys I really like, who really benefits more out of this victory. Seth Rollins isn't really going to go anywhere if he wins this. Well, to be fair, Bray Wyatt I don't think is really going to go anywhere either. I could see them even continuing this for a little bit. So I'm picking Bray Wyatt because I feel like Seth is so underestimating the power that is Bray Wyatt. This match will wake him up to see that Bray Wyatt actually is this threat. He's not just all talk, which he desperately needs to show that he's not all talk.
Desperately. Yeah, we might not see any movement in the standings for the year-long Scholar.
So you're saying you're going with Bray Wyatt now?
Yeah, I was always going with Bray Wyatt. I just wanted to see if anybody else was going to differ. But it's basically exactly what he said is my thought process. He cuts that amazing promo. Seth Rollins has been underestimating him and talking down to him the entire time that they've been feuding. Seth Rollins needs to get a little dose. So the only way to do that is to have Bray Wyatt showcase some of his power in a match against Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. So here we are. We have the match. Let it happen. Bray Wyatt for the win, and we can set up some really cool stuff from here. If they're going with the everything is happening because I will it. That's it.
I dig it. All right, moving on to yet another one of our hometown heroes. We've got Roman Reigns versus our boy Braun in an ambulance match. Who do you got?
Now it's my turn to take to hear what you guys have to say about this.
Basically, okay, I've heard tells the last couple weeks of a change in the main event of SummerSlam, and that is what led me to pick Roman Reigns to beat Braun Strowman in the ambulance match. Because if what they're saying is happening for the main event of SummerSlam comes true, Roman Reigns can't lose this match. So Roman Reigns pulls the Superman shit, gets the win over Braun Strowman, and goes on to face the winner of the main event in the main event of SummerSlam for the Universal title. That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
This one is one of those ones where I'm very, very torn, very deeply divided. And when I do that, I have to do one thing and one thing only.
Ooh, differences.
And that's follow my heart. I'm going to go with our boy Braun. I know that there's a good.
I'm making a comeback.
I know that there's a good, strong chance I'm probably going to be wrong, but you know what? In the event I'm right, you know what? It's going to be a glorious moment, and we're all just going to scream out Braun at the top of our lungs, and it's going to be a good old night.
Trust me, I am not going to be mad if I lose this one. Okay, that's it.
Fool, tag, you're it. I know.
I want to follow my heart too with this, but I'm following Vince McMahon's heart and his penis, and it is just Roman Reigns wins, LOL, Infinity Star. Hell, I want to see them both ending up like Roman spearing Braun into the ambulance, and they're both out cold, and like they spear it, and then the doors just close on their own. like from sheer force, and they both lose.
And the Undertaker pops out.
Or even better,
where to, Brawny?
I told you this. Imagine if Roman Reigns spears Braun Strowman through the ambulance. Like
that would actually be a badass visual. I was like, if casual viewers looking like not really watching WWE, but seeing that moment, they would be like, okay, Roman Reigns is actually badass, and then they hear him cut a promo, and that's gone. So that's it. But yeah, it's all about it. I understand going with your heart, but
I want to go. Trust me, I want to be there too. I want to go with my heart. I want Braun to win.
I want Braun to win all the things. I want Braun to win, but I'm thinking with my head on this one.
I don't see them just making it a straight up one-on-one. If anything, like if they do pull the visual that I want to see, because that'll just be pretty cool. I could see Braun, Roman, and Brock in a triple threat.
That would be awesome.
But it's not going to happen just because Vince McMahon has such the hugest hard-on for Roman Reigns. He's just trying to force him down our throats, and all right, here's going to be the one. Fuck it.
And they really want that Reigns scene of WWE WrestleMania main event.
Not happening. Anyway, that brings us to our main event of the evening. We've got Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the Universal title. Gentlemen, who do you got?
I want Samoa Joe to win this so bad. He has been like, who's ever booking this feud should be the head creative on Raw.
So good.
Because this has been the most. I'm so invested in this match. This is the number one match that I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to see Samoa Joe win the title so bad. I don't want them to pull a Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton on this.
So your pick is Samoa Joe?
No, I'm going Brock Lesnar. I want Samoa Joe to win so bad, but it's just that they're going to just keep the title on Brock Lesnar for a while. I can't keep saying. I just got to keep saying it. I want Samoa Joe to win. I want this momentum that he's got, showing how much of a tough son of a bitch he is. Because that segment when he came up and attacked Brock Lesnar, and Brock was trying to fight out of it, and Samoa Joe's like, "LOL, nope," and just keeps putting him back in the Coquina Clutch? Am I saying it right?
Coquina
Clutch. Coquina Clutch. Oh my! And seeing Brock turn purple, it was just a sick visual, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Like you see how much. You see when Brock Lesnar is actually invested in a feud, and he is definitely invested in this feud.
I'm basically in the same boat. I'm like they've built up Samoa Joe so hard in the last month that it's like, how does he lose and still look strong? Because they want Brock Lesnar to main event the.
Give him
biggest show. The biggest show. No, I think if he's gonna fit, what if he busts out of Hell's Gate?
Ooh, I actually was expecting. I'm like,
what if Brock? Because the rumor is he's facing Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam, right? So what if he busts out of Hell's Gate?
That would be pretty sick.
And just like, okay. You beat The Undertaker. I beat him first. I'm going to use his move to choke out the guy who choked me out. Your move.
I'm going to choke out one Samoan, now I'm going to choke out the other one.
Your move.
I even see them pretty much, like, to keep Samoa Joe looking strong, I even see them pulling a low blow and putting him in the Hell's Gate, and just Samoa Joe giving him the finger.
Yeah, because the way they've built him up, you cannot have Samoa Joe do anything less than a
big
pass
beat
out.
Down?
No, than a pass out.
So you're saying
he can't tap out. He can't get pinned.
So you're saying Brock wins?
Brock wins via KO.
I want to see that. I want to see him refusing to go out, so he falls asleep.
In some form or fashion, Brock Lesnar wins via KO. Not that Randy Orton KO bullshit, but legit KO.
Hell, just from the backstage interviews alone, from the Go Home show, and Samoa Joe's like, "I'm not doing this shit. I'm looking for you."
That's one thing I've always loved about Samoa Joe. He's always been a low-key great promo guy. Mm-hmm. He could get away with just being this sort of silent destroyer, but Samoa Joe actually has a ton of natural charisma to him, and he can talk. That said, yeah, as Brock Lesnar, I can definitely see him winning this match. In all likelihood, he's probably going to go on to face Roman and all of that. But I'm still going to go with Samoa Joe anyway, because
it's a hard thing.
I gotta believe, with as good as this whole thing was, and as invested as I am, this whole feud has been like a huge runaway hit. This is a Samoa Joe I was dreaming about seeing in WWE, and now I'm getting it against the top guys on the card.
This is the Samoa Joe coming out party.
If Samoa Joe loses this match, as far as I'm concerned, he still wins.
He won from the moment he won the number one contendership, because you knew that this was going to be awesome the entire way through.
This is going to be tremendous.
If he's going to pass out from refusing to submit, this is going to be his Stone Cold. This is going to be his Stone Cold moment where he is official. He will no longer be the top mid card. He is a full on hardcore main eventer. That's all he'll stay up there for the rest of his career.
And really, the only thing that works for Samoa Joe is to be a full-on tweener. Mm-hmm. Just take out everybody. Samoa Joe doesn't have favorites, doesn't have enemies. He just takes out everybody.
That's what I love.
Nobody's
about this.
safe.
This isn't a heel or face feud. This is just two tough son of a bitches ready to tear each other apart.
And it's been a long time since we've been able to say that we've seen that in a WWE program. This is just two guys. This is just
who knew. This is like the ultimate who knew pay-per-view it's turning into.
I'm kind of mad that almost nobody was picking Samoa Joe going into that Fatal 5-Way, because it's when you think about it, this is the best thing that could have ever happened coming out of that Fatal 5-Way. This is all I've ever wanted since Samoa Joe came in was Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. Ever since he was in NXT, I was like, there's only one thing that will allow Samoa Joe anywhere in WWE programming to be good. He needs to have a feud with Brock Lesnar. We got the feud with Brock Lesnar. It's everything that I ever wanted it to be.
Now we have to wait for the payoff.
Brock Lesnar has to end up he has to be busted open. He has to be bloody coming out of this match.
Both of them have to be.
Oh yeah, this is going to be just a furon
this is going to be a monster battle.
This is going to be the epic beatdown that you're going to want from both guys epically beating down each other.
This is. I'm really psyched up for Great Balls of Fire.
This is the.
Everyone's gonna be making fun of the name. We're just gonna be like, "There's greatness coming. There's greatness coming."
Yeah.
Is it main event time yet?
Is it main event time? Is it main event time?
Joe Brock, Joe. Come on.
Yeah. Once people saw the entire card as we just talked about it, now everyone just shut up. The time
it's a really
for mocking.
Good card.
Yeah, the mocking of the name is over. Now it's time to watch some awesome wrestling.
Hey, I stopped making fun of the name the second they actually did the official promo with the official song. I'm like, if they do the official song, I am all for this. They did it, now I'm all for it. I love it.
Yeah, I am now silenced. Please, WWE, give us a show. But before we take it home, Fool, do you have any Scholars Quick Talk for us?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? We just want to dive right into the Great Balls of Fire?
Bring on this weekend, baby.
Fiery balls! Yes!
Thank you, Pitbull.
I kind of like want to. I'm not trying to pull a plug or anything on this, but I do want to go to Sonic because it has that '50s vibe with like drive up with like people coming up to you in your cars.
We ought to go to Sonic, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Sounds like a grand old time.
It sounds like something like out of the '50s with like people coming in, bringing your food to your cars. And
have
all
you
that.
been to a Sonic before?
I have.
Okay, yeah.
I went to the one on 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that there's one by us, we ought to go to that. Before we do that, first, you already heard what we think. Now it's time for us to hear from you. Let us know what you think. Who's going to win at Great Balls of Fire? Any shared opinions? Any differences? Let us know. Leave us a comment in the comments section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. Subscribe if you want to hear more each and every week. You can also track us down on Facebook. Just run a search for the Scholars of Wrestling Show. Become a fan of us. And, of course, you can also check us out for more commentary on our individual Twitter accounts, starting with our main Twitter account at ScholarsOW for all the latest episode uploads every single week. And, of course, if you want to hear running wrestling commentary every single week, you can also follow us on our personal Twitter accounts. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at the Avataric.
Mr. Brian.
You can reach me at Atomic Beanpole.
When you're on.
When I'm on.
Yeah.
Rarely on, but hey, you never know.
And you can also reach me at I'm Robbie Rage. Those are us. We're the Scholars. You know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
Let's go to Sonic already. I want some wieners.
Let's go to Sonic and then watch some fiery ball.
Yeah.
Fireball, the fireball, the fireball.